Hey everybody, this is Kevin from the Warehouse, and I just want to take a minute as we kind of roll into November here and pick up our conversation from our last video. One of the things that I've been having a lot of discussions about with my clients have been the whole idea of, well, we've gotten through October, now we're into November, they're starting to feel the drift, and our conversations are really starting to gravitate towards how do I really rev up my focus? So what we're going to do here is walk through this whole idea of effective planning for focused results, because we have to continue to deepen our approach to planning in November and in December. And we've got some key things we're going to focus on when we do that. So first thing we're going to do in this is we want to clarify our intentions. And we want to be ridiculously clear about how we process that. The reason why is because the more clear I am about the intention that I have, what I want to do with this, what I want it to be, it almost has to be guttural to the point of where you're feeling that. Because the level at which you feel that pain or that anxiety or even the whole energy or inspiration is the driving force to get you to push through quitting points or distraction elements. So when your intentions are really clear, it will drive that. What's an intention? It's a well thought out and clearly worded statement, okay, that unpacks your vision for whatever that is. That intention is a vision, okay? That vision with defined behaviors that bring it to life. There are going to be key things that are going to emerge out of that. Now, when you do this, there are going to be two things that are going to emerge. It's going to be an invisible. Two things are going to pop out that really should be a driving force for how you structure this. The first thing is this. You want to look at the level of desire that you have for this intention. As you write the intention out, you got to start asking yourself, what's the level of desire that I have for this? And then secondly, wherever you rate that level of desire, okay, if it's a high level of it, that's a good indicator. But the second one is what level of command do I feel like I have over it? Because that's that sense of the in-between, that sense of the process that I just have to work through. Between the promise and the payoff is the process. And the process is difficult. There's a gravitational pull that we have that we feel like we need to do that. That level of command has to connect with it. And so it's got to be worth the process. And as you get into it, you'll start to find that as you write these intentions, that's an unbelievable skill to have as a leader and as a visionary of your organization. Because you want to articulately say to people in a well thought out, clearly worded statement, here's who we are, here's where we're going, here's how we're going to get there, and here's how you fit in. And everybody wants to know that. Everybody. Okay, let's move on. Number two is we need to determine the focus. So once we've written out our statement and our intention, okay, we want to now narrow the focus. We want to start picking up on key words that start to jump off the page. We want to break our intention statement into key words and phrases that build a focus framework that connects to the intention. So what's going to happen is there might be a few types of things that just jump off the page. It might be a behavior, it might be a tactic, it might be an idea that emerges as you thrash through that. But what will happen is that those two or three things will start to develop a framework. You'll say, hey, if we just manage these three behaviors very well, we'll be able to do this and attach this to that intention. It's a key part of what that is. And then we have to understand invisible with this. The invisible is we have to narrow the focus for greater impact. See, it's easy to underline all the words. And you know the jelly study. Too many choices, I do none. So let's really narrow the focus. And this is what the invisible, the deeper part of that invisible is. There's a domino element to this. Whenever you begin to effectively behave, it will start to trigger other types of behaviors. It always does. Most of the time, if you can get the big behaviors out of the way, maybe even the harder ones, it's funny how all of a sudden the smaller things just kind of fall into place. And I know you've experienced that. You've experienced that in your own life, in your family's life, and even at times in your business. But sometimes you just don't know how to. It's like, trying to nail Jello to a tree. It's you just don't know how. But this is a good step towards mastering that and getting to that, which is the key to go to the next level, either for you personally or in your relationships or the next level in your business. Okay, let's keep moving. So we want to focus for greater impact. Now also we want to identify the high value actions. Now as you get these behaviors have to translate into something even more tangible. Something that finds itself in the day-to-day. Something you can actually schedule. Something you can set a block to and say, I'm going to do it during this time and I'm going to get a specific result from it in this time. When you're able to make that leap and get to that place, you're going to start finding your intentions to start to evolve. What's really awesome about that is when those intentions start to come to life, you get momentum. And momentum is king. So you definitely want, and then you can really start ramping that up. But there is value to this. And remember, high value actions are critical behaviors, tactics, critical actions, okay, that produce a measurable result. That I know that when I do this, it will equal that, okay, that reinforce the focus. So the actions reinforce the focus, the focus reinforces the intention. Does that make sense? So let's keep moving, all right? So what we have here is this, and then real big invisible. The invisible is you have to schedule your high value actions strategically and consistently. It's important that there's rhythms to your execution because you'll get out of rhythm and the next thing you know, you'll be at the mercy of whatever comes rolling in your door next. And I'm telling you, this is one of the best drama barriers that you can ever invent because if you're really determined and you're really focused and you're really intentional, it's funny what you will not let dancing into your world, okay? I'm just telling you, this is even a bigger invisible all by itself. But that's the invisible edge. That's what you have in front of you when you take the time to do the hard work. Now let's keep looking here. So when we schedule these strategically and consistently, and it says here, intentions suck without a calendar. You have to have it on your calendar. And you know what? As you manage your team, you're going to need to have them show you where it's at on their calendar so they're making the kind of progress and you can hold them accountable. Okay? So now there's three things. So first of all, we got to do down here is this. We got to schedule weekly focus blocks, which means that we have to dedicate some time during the week to say, hey, this is just going to be on this focus. These are for HVAs during that focus block. Okay? These actions that will make that focus happen and bring that attention to life. The next one is we want to measure the number of these. Because here's the thing, there's a tipping point that occurs when all of a sudden I'm in rhythm. When I'm in rhythm and I'm consistently doing this, behaviors affect behaviors. So as your HVAs are kicking in, you should be able to get some results and give an actual status as far as what it is that you see happening as a result of doing that. Because I will guarantee you, it will drive it. And then lastly, we need to ask, really the question behind everything, is the result that I'm currently getting consistent with the intention that I want to see happen? Because that's important. Because one of two things happens. One, and this is interesting, one is it falls in line, okay? And we get momentum and we blow through and we accomplish everything. But sometimes we can do all the right things, but I'm not getting the results, not really connecting with my intentions. Here's the question. One, when it's not connecting with your intentions, you need to test your assumptions. You hear me? When your valued actions, when your focuses are not connecting with your intentions for what you want to see happen, you have to ask some really deep questions. Was I assuming that something was going to be going on as a result of this? And that will drive you to a number of different places to figure out why, but they're the best types of places to go because truth lives there. And I will tell you this, truth wins every time. Every time. So as you begin to start searching for this, you're going to have to dig in and find out what the truth is. But let me tell you another thing that can happen. And there's story after story after story. Because sometimes when you stumble upon truth, you stumble upon innovation. You stumble upon a new product. You stumble upon an opportunity. Because you went there. And most of the time, we lack the courage to really go there. So I just challenge you. Hey, dig in this process this month. It will be worth it. Trust me. If you can build these skill sets this year, it will pay off for you in unbelievable ways next year. Trust me, trust me, trust me. So guys, stay after it. Just get it done. Woo, do your primal scream. I didn't mean to scare the children in the last video, but do your primal scream, do whatever it is, dig in and watch. November is gonna drive a December that's gonna be phenomenal when you're chasing your intentions. The holidays will not rob you from where you need to be at the beginning of 2016. So that's it from the warehouse. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. Dig in, let's get together and talk some more, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Whoop!